So this last piece, it's going to finish up tonight's show, is what is life? Well, currently most of life is pure drivel, meaningless chatter, endless examples of children in adult bodies, low vibrational mindsets that focus all the attention away from the self because that person will not face or accept their own inner failings or who and what they are. They seek solace in the 6 hooks of life that drag them down further into the mire of drugs, alcohol, sex, religion, financial are the main 5, and ego imbalance is the other one. And all are common examples and common failings of man. All of the above 5 except egos are vehicles outside of themselves, of which you are not the driver. Somebody else has hijacked your vehicle and is running it for you. That is mental and physical slavery in its crudest form, from which you can be manipulated just like a puppet on a string. Those with those 5 main hooks will never attain higher learning, divine essence, soul development, and will be left in with the mire of low vibrational astral type entities playing the harvest or be harvested game. And this is what's playing out globally now. You're all seeing it. It's the divide and conquer, dog eat dog, dick swinging, fighting for hierarchical status, wealth, fame and greed. And all are examples of low vibrational soul development entities. And sadly, society is awash with it. The 5 hooks are for those seeking a giant pacifier to soothe them through life. Like a child in a stroller waiting for a parent to pat them on the head and say everything's okay. But it's not, is it? And deep inside those individuals who partake in those hooks to excess know it all too well. Their intuition screaming like a child waiting for their mother's breast milk. But they ignore the intuition because they are not the driver of the vessel. And they then launch into a tirade against anyone that approaches their sphere of influence. And it's called the projection game. Ego starts within, and if contained within, works in accordance with higher learning. But some project it out, all about being important, when doing important has far more value. The fame game, which has seduced quite a few alt media personalities, copying the insidious mainstream media game, is a path of rank misunderstanding of what it means to be alternative, media or otherwise. Too many focus on numbers of how many likes they get to base their popularity. That is ego. Someone with balanced ego cares not for numbers or likes, but what is the actual impact of what you're getting across or trying to relay? Has it made changes? Why do you think our governments are corrupt, morally bankrupt, deceivers, cheats and conniving? Do you think that they're all in some way separate from us? That they're different? In some aspects that can be the case. But in overview aspects, they are a representation of we the people. They are us in overview. Micro to macro. High society is a representation of low society. It's symbiotic in nature, as above, so below. Now, this may disturb some people and cause them to react to that statement, but in overview and balance, you will find it to be more of the truth than you were prepared to accept or handle. Our government is a truer gauge and reflection of our own society than most people are willing to admit, because it's easier to point fingers at people on a screen and project at the projection than deal with or face up to problems within their own circle, family or community. This behaviour, again, in an overview aspect, borders on total stupidity. Our worldviews, opinions, culture, partnerships, friendships are mainly based on interactions with a projection screen, be that a television, mobile phone or computer monitor. And then some end up having confrontations with projections via a projection screen. Ponder on that for a second. Snap reactionary judgments are made based too often on one comment or one projection. And we've all been guilty of it, myself included at times. Which is why I prefer to let them hang themselves method. It allows you to step back from their low vibrational thinking and not immerse yourself in their field of inner chaos. Inner chaos is at the root of all issues. Engaging those people leads you to taking on their inner chaos and manifesting it into your life. This is classic energy vampirism, all created in the harvest or to be harvested system. And the only way it'll go away is if you fix you. The ripple in the pond effect. Some will argue that it will have no effect because it's only one ripple. I will argue you don't understand or comprehend your own power. But what about the other 7 billion people? What about them? My response again is, since when is it your responsibility to fix them? Why should another person put more effort into saving people towards those who don't wish to save themselves? That is vampirism again. You help people who have the desire and wish to help others. Waiting for the others to help us when they won't even help themselves is pure folly, and ultimately a distraction. Everything that surrounds us, from people, the materialistic aspect, governmental, financial and cultural aspects, are all pure nonsense when you overview it. None of it makes any rational sense in a higher vibrational culture. It's about as relevant as, is the earth flat or did we go to the moon? What difference does it make? It doesn't change your life. Either way. The real questions are, do I have the 5 essential basics of life? Yes or no? Food, water, clothing, home and energy. That determines the next stage of your life. With those 5, your next goal is the need to work on the self. Those without those 5 have a much harder life task and essentially cast adrift from life itself. Life is and never was about existing. It's about experiencing, learning, development and growth. And we need to relearn how to live, not just to exist. How can you live with the basic needs not met? You can't. And we have all allowed that to take place on this planet by adapting our own little life bubble. That what goes on elsewhere doesn't matter, as it's not affecting my or your life. That is the most stupid, naive thinking ever on this planet. And you're not as awake as you thought if that is your thinking. And you fail to grasp the fundamentals of the symbiotic nature of all living things. Many of us struggle with family members and partners not on the path of the awakened, and the following multi-layered awakening levels. And we feel an obligation to pacify or support them. But is it not often the case that it's the family who have rejected you? Where are their obligations? Why do we carry the burden and the guilt of their own stupidity and non-actions? My response to that is bollocks to it. But it's family in your blood, Thomas. Fair enough. But let's look at family and bloodlines in overview, shall we? And maybe something to ponder on and reconsider your thinking. One select group of people on this planet has for centuries ran everything based on bloodlines. For them, it's all about the blood group. They've all married and had sexual relations with their own family line, produced offspring that degraded them and their family heritage, plus all the bloodlines who subsequently seeded with them, all with the desire of power and control and the illusion of being more special than the rest. Oops. Incestuous relations abound. That was copied and spread into general society. That created a myriad of problems of malformities and disease via mismatched genetics. Has not bode well on this planet. The old saying, you can pick your friends, which is your sovereign choice, remember, but not your family. All about the family is copying bloodline elite traits, and that over time has not worked too well for them. Think about this for a second. We're talking about families and bloodlines. Why would a female human with the blood type Rh negative reject a human baby? The ultimate creation in life that requires an injection of poison so that the female will not reject the baby. Why would a mother reject her own child? The answer is, we're not all human. It is the simple and most logical answer, no matter how much that disturbs you or freaks you out. We're just not. We have all suffered via family, and many of us have tolerated them because they are family. But families, in essence, are not a sovereign choice, are they? Many of us got dumped into family lines, poisoned by their past deeds. You never chose to join that family, or your first and last name either. You were not born Christian, Jewish, Catholic, Buddhist, Protestant, or Muslim. That was created for you. All of it. None of it was a sovereign choice. You were railroaded into it by your family, along with their ancestral misdeeds. Real family are amongst the stars, although some are here. It's based on frequency, not looks, titles, blood, or wealth, but pure essence, frequency. Those that really understand that get it. Those that don't are not ready or not fully human. Timelines was mentioned last week. That will close out tonight's show. Timelines fixed does not mean you or we have won. Winning is not an end goal. Winning is doing the right things on a daily basis in accordance with cosmic and natural law under the Golden Rule principle. Developing the self is winning. Addressing your core issues of inner and shadow work is winning. Caring and sharing is winning. Service to others is winning. Being an example of change is winning. Overcoming fears is winning. Being yourself is winning. Making your voice heard is winning. And I would love to hear the Israeli people's voices sing loud and clear against those that oppress them. And no, it's not the white man, it's within your own circles. I want to hear your voices sing loud and clear. You are the voice. Use it. This has been the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Bye for now.